Hi friends, I'm going to show you how to create your own implied texture paper ball, paper cube. It's made out of paper and created with patterns around the edge. For at-home learners, some of us may not have patterned paper and you have regular white paper. Today, let's get started with our lesson. Here we go. Today you're going to need some flat objects. I have this lid and a comb, anything that may give off a texture. I usually say that a textured flat item usually gives like a sound. You can kind of feel the grooves, right? So anything that you can find that's flat would be helpful. You will also need crayons for this activity. If you soak them in a warm bath, the wrapper will come off. So you don't have to actually like scratch and peel at them, but it's easier to do our crayon rubberings if you take off the wrapper, so we can rub it across our paper. So I'm gonna put that to the side. And that is what we're gonna get started with. If you have your own origami paper, I have some pattern paper here. This one's fun, it's a peacock print. You are going to need a square shape. So we're going to cut our design. If you have a pair of scissors handy, you can also use a pair of scissors to cut out your shape. Let's get started with our pattern paper. If you want to try something else, you can. I'm going to slide this underneath my paper and you can arrange it any which way you want. So for example, I'm going to put this in the bottom corner and work my way up. I'm going to take a side of my crayon and hold the paper and the object still so it doesn't wobble underneath. As I'm rubbing, I'm going gentle to see what it looks like and find it. It's a mystery. And then I'm going to press a little harder to get darker areas. You can play around with mixing colors and the sounds that we get. Here, take a listen. This is great for any age. I'm going to continue coloring and moving my object around. Don't forget to change your colors, or if you have one object, try your best to move and create new patterns. Alright, now that you have your pattern paper, you can leave it as is and do all sorts of different type of artwork with this as your background. Maybe fill in different sections, outline with a marker, add words to it. This is your lesson, but we are going to transform something flat into a three-dimensional object. Let's get started. So my paper is a rectangle right now. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to flip it over to the opposite side. I'm going to take my upper right hand corner and drag it to the opposite edge. So carefully line up your edges. Make sure that the top is also lined up with the edge. And I'm going to fold it across the diagonal. When I do this, I'm going to create something. I'm going to zoom out real quick so you can see. I'm going to create this rectangle on the outside edge. I need to cut that off. So take your scissors, feed them in. Scissor safety. Right, this is a much larger square than most origami squares, but you can try using that. We're going to rotate it to the diamond position where this line is down the center. Now I'm going to bring the bottom edge to the top edge, slide the fingers down and crease. Open, rotate back to a square, take the bottom edge, bring it to the top. And a hamburger, fold, open it again. Rotate again, take it in the opposite position. I'm using a thick piece of paper here. Crease, open again to reveal. You should have an X, plus sign going across your paper. Next, I'm going to fold the paper back down. I'm just going to crease these edges. I'm using a slightly thicker paper. It needs a little bit more flattening. Okay, I'm going to do the same. Just kind of work those edges back and forth. All just really flat. What I'm going to do now, the bottom is open. I'm going to take the right hand side. You can see if I push on the point, it's going to want to go inside. I'm going to actually squash this section. It's now a triangle. And close that side. Close it back down. Repeat on the opposite side. Stick my finger in the triangle, crease, fold, flat. Next, take the wings on the bottom and bring them to the top point, lining it up with the center edge. Repeat on all four sides. Next, take the flap and take this point to line it up on the center. Repeat all four sides. Make sure to squash your paper as best as you can to make it lay flat. Almost there. Take the open flaps at the top, push before. You're going to line it up with this edge. You see there's a triangle shape here? It's going to line up easy. You're going to bend and fold that section right there. And what it's going to do is now going to get inside this pocket. Bend and place it into the pocket. Close. Let's do that one more time. Take this flap away, line it up with this edge, crease, pocket. Tuck this triangle into the pocket. It's going to lock in that flap. Repeat on the other side. Last, we are going to find the side with the hole. Here is the side with the hole. You can open this up, just like this. See that hole right there. I'm going to put in a small straw or lip to inflate. Okay, so now I have the hole and I'm going to inflate. Make sure not to spit too much because the water will affect the paper. Then I'm going to push down on the object just a little bit to give it a little bit of a flat surface on the edge. And there you have it, your 3D paper ball paper cube. Look at all the ways the pattern has changed going around the object, creating these abstract designs. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Enjoy making your paper ball.